Welcome to the story of Your Steps Matter. The sun hadn't even risen when Elijah tied his worn-out sneakers and stepped out into the quiet morning air. The city was still sleeping only. The occasional delivery truck or early bird jogger stirred in the silence. But for Elijah, every morning started the same way. One step at a time. It had been almost a year since the accident. A year since his world had shattered in one deafening crash on the highway. A year since he lost the use of his left leg for 6 months. And the job he loved. He had been a high school gym teacher, a marathon runner, a coach. Movement had been his life. And then, everything stopped. At first, he was angry. Then broken. Then numb. Months of therapy, both physical and emotional, taught him how to walk again, but not just physically. He had to learn how to walk through life with patience, hope, and determination. It was his physical therapist, a woman named Grace, who first said it. Your steps matter. Every one of them is a decision not to give up. Elijah had held on to that like a lifeline. Now, with each morning walk, he reminded himself, slow or fast, smooth or limping, he was still moving forward. This morning was different though, because today, he wasn't walking just for himself. Today was the Miles for Change charity walk, a 5-mile city loop, raising funds for accident victims who couldn't afford rehabilitation. Elijah had been invited as a guest speaker, an honorary starter. He didn't feel like a hero, but he knew how it felt to be hopeless. And if his story could help even one person take their first step, then he had to try. At the event site, crowds were already gathering: families, survivors, young kids, old veterans, and people in wheelchairs, walkers, crutches, and prosthetics. Some wore matching t-shirts that said, "Still standing." Others had photos of loved ones pinned to their backs. Elijah took a deep breath and stepped onto the small stage. The microphone trembled slightly in his hand. "Good morning," he began, eyes scanning the crowd. "A year ago, I couldn't even get out of bed. I was angry, scared, and I thought my best days were behind me." He paused, heart pounding. "But someone told me that every step I take matters, not just the big ones, but the slow, shaky, painful ones too. The ones no one sees. The ones you take when you're afraid, but you keep going anyway." He looked around, meeting eyes filled with understanding. "You're all here because you believe in moving forward. And today, every step we take together will matter. For someone else, for hope, for healing. So let's walk." The crowd erupted in applause. People started lining up at the starting line, buzzing with excitement and purpose. Elijah didn't lead the race. He walked quietly in the middle of the crowd, beside a boy with a prosthetic leg and a grandmother pushing her walker. He waved at strangers, shared smiles, and kept his pace steady. Step, breathe, step, believe. Children ran past, laughing. A woman beside him hummed a tune. Volunteers handed out water. And all around him, feet moved. Fast, slow, rolling, limping but forward. By the time Elijah reached the finish line, tears blurred his eyes. Not from pain, but from pride. Not for himself, but for everyone. Because he understood something now. It's not how fast you go, it's that you keep going. Later, as the sun set and the crowd began to fade, a teenage girl in a leg brace approached him. "Hey," she said softly, "your speech. It made me want to try again." Elijah smiled, heart full. "Good," he said. "Because your steps matter too." The end.